Hello everybody, welcome back to another Phoenix Wright video. Rachel here. Time to continue with this. Yeah, this is gonna end well, isn't it? I don't know how much of this I'll read. I'll try to read everything, but defense is ready, Your Honor. Who is the judge here? This guy's a pain in the ass. That mystery boat shop owner. Wait a minute, we still haven't heard who he is.
Objection!
Wait a minute, the witness hasn't said his name! This guy's an ass. Yeah, right. Yeah, but the gun was only fired once because there was only one bullet, I think.
Objection!
What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine. This guy's fucking annoying. I heard...
Hold it!
By your window? And could you see the man's face? I have a bad feeling about this.
Hold it!
Are you sure? That worked. That got him to talk. Oh my god. This guy's something else. Fuck karma. He lured me into it so he could set me up. Better be quick.
Objection!
Yes, your child couldn't have been Edward who fired the gun. Exactly.
Objection!
This witness claims Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead," but his word's all we have. If he were telling a lie... It's no good. There's nothing I can do. To be honest, I don't know what to do now. What? No. Wait. Me. Larry? Larry. He just saved everything. Yes. Larry. This is it. He gave us a chance. Right, if only it wasn't Larry, he could make things worse. You're right, okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Here, now. He's right. Every witness should be heard. Whew, that was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say. Yes. He said he went looking for the samurai balloon and he found it in the air tank. Yep. Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's the matter? Hmm? Why are you... Yeah. Our chance? Perfect trials? What are you getting at? It was 15 minutes. 15, everything's on Larry. Ooh, boy. Here we go. Larry just saved everything there. Please don't mess this up, Larry. I hate to admit it. You're our last chance. Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth's right about this being our big break. Yes, sir. It's Larry. I have no idea what he'll say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Objection!
Wait a second, Larry. You only heard one. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots. Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Not sure. How could you not be sure? Something else? What? Felix's face. Or Felix. Phoenix's face. Your Honor, please allow it to continue. Why are you trying so hard, buddy? I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem is.
Objection!
Wait, the witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. An announcer, the guy that says things on the radio, said what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between sounds. songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine him, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Or charade, well, however you want to pronounce it.
Hold it!
What did she say? We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Well, how do you know if we don't ask?
Objection!
Larry, are you sure what you're saying is correct? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness said? He said a gunshot. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. But that contradicts the two testimonies we've heard so far. Both Miss Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Take that!
Look at the photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with the automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in the photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all. Your Honor, the photograph was taken by an automatic camera. The camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Correct. There was a loud noise in the lake at 11:50 p.m., which is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause in between them. Yeah, the pistol. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard two gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That third shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshot separated by 25 minutes. I have it. Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. Maya, if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm gonna run with it. Safe? We've already gotten the guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose now. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy. Your Honor, the testimony just now has cleared this entire case. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did it. Yeah, but you can't see who they are. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. We had the photographic evidence at the time of the shooting. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond... Oh, I missed it. That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. Right. Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the birch shop, the old man. At 11:15, it was him. Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest the real scene of the crime was not on a boat? Here, obviously the boat shop where he lives. That way he can meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned the boat? Yes, Your Honor. Not really, but I think if I start at the beginning, and I take it slow, I might be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then Of course it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Yes? Details. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. The murderer lifts his pistol, fires a shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first shot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and then fires again. And then the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once he realized that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop, and they put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body in the lake. This is what happened. These are the events that transpired that night. He just bullshit that one. Fine. Convenient, he disappears. Very convenient. I know who he. I think I know who he is. That guy that was in the thing with Edgeworth and his dad in the elevator. The one that supposedly has memory issues. See if I'm remembering correctly, because it's been a long time since I played the games. Yeah, well, at least we got that out from under the guilty verdict. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. Hey, Edgeworth. What do you mean? Edgeworth? What is this about, Edgeworth? Crime you committed? Excuse me? I hadn't remembered that. Oh boy. Yeah, well, I'm obviously going to do the rest of it. Like I did before. Oh, excuse me. December 27th, 2:11 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. I kept forgetting to read those. I don't believe it, not Edgeworth. Some painful memory's been troubling him recently, but he'd never take someone's life, never. Huh? Me? Well, maybe my heart's gonna beat it too. Oh my god. Such a dork. Larry, you really helped out in the trial today. I don't know, but what I do know is I'm going to believe in you two till the end. Yeah, you, Larry. You didn't know him back then. Back when he wanted to become a defense attorney. Yes, in grade school. They saved me, Miles and Larry. They saved me and I'll never forget it. That's why I became a defense attorney, you know. Okay, it's kind of a long story, so hang in there. It was the very end of 3rd grade. I was on trial, a class trial. You remember, Larry, spring, end of 3rd grade? A kid in our class got his lunch money stolen. Our school was really small. Every month, kids would bring in an envelope with money. Would bring an envelope with money in it for lunch from home. I see. Anyway, this kid's envelope disappeared with $38 still inside. Oh, I can see why you'd forget. You were out of school that day. Anyway, the envelope had been stolen during PE class. I was coming down with a cold, so I had skipped PE that day. I was the only one not in class. Yeah, the kids in class said I should be put on trial. So the next day we held a classroom trial with me as the defendant. I didn't do it. In the end, even the teacher thought I'd done it. I didn't know what was happening. I was sad. I couldn't stop crying. Everyone was staring at me like I was guilty. I tried to apologize. I went to where the boy whose money had been stolen was sitting. That's when it happened. Edgeworth. No. That's how it happened. After that, the three of us were the best of friends. That's when I learned what it meant to be alone. Completely, without a friend in the world. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Anyway, Edgeworth and I talked after that class trial. That's when I heard his father was a defense attorney. I remember his eyes would shine when he talked about him. Then, a few months later, he suddenly transferred schools. Right. I'm not sure, but the transfer probably had to do with his father's death. It was several years later when I heard Edgeworth's name again. There was an article about him in the newspaper. The headline was something like Dark Suspicions of a Demon Attorney. Fabricating evidence, manipulating testimony, covering up facts. The article said he'd do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. That's what I thought. I tried to get in touch with him I don't know how many times. He never answered. I couldn't just drop it, though. I wanted to meet him, to learn why he'd become who he became. That's when I decided. If I was a defense attorney, I knew he'd have to meet me whether he wanted to or not, in court. Edgeworth believed in me, and I believe in him. He's hurting, with no one on his side. I'm the only one who knows the real Edgeworth. I'm the only one who can help. Yes, I helped you because I believed in you. Except I don't remember saying I'd do it for free. Right, it very well may be. I'd settle for who? I guess I can clean out some of the evidence I no longer need. Okay, let's go. Sorry about that. Oh. Where Lana was camping? Huh? The steel eyesore is missing. Looks like the hot dog stand's closed too. The old pig. Yep. I'd know that clearing of the throat anywhere. Well, I'm not so sure about that. Well, I'm not sure. Thanks. Bye. Who knows? Hey, the parrot. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, that's right. Call 111228. I'm sure there isn't any money in there. I'm not sure. I guess there might be a clue or two. The only thing in here is a letter. There's no name or signature on it. It's handwritten in very precise, clear letters. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. Edgeworth! How should I know? I'm gonna read the whole thing. Get your revenge on Miles Edgeworth. It also says this is your last chance. Now's the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. The rest of the letter goes on to describe the murder plot in detail. How to kill Robert Hammond and frame Edgeworth. Calling Edgeworth out to the lake, getting on the boat, firing twice. This is exactly what I figured out today in court. It's all here in perfect detail. I don't know, but it looks like these are instructions for that caretaker. When he killed Robert Hammond and called out Edgeworth, he was following instructions. Look, I don't know, okay? But one thing's for certain. This letter is an amazing clue. You look as grim as always. Well, it probably only really mattered to me anyway. Gee, thanks. Well, maybe, but I think you changed too much, Edgeworth. Oh, his expression changed. Hey, Edgeworth, why did you become a prosecutor anyway? You used to look up to your dad. You said you wanted to be a defense attorney, right? What do you mean? That'd be Robert Hammond. Lost your memories. What's your relationship with Von Karma? Edgeworth, if what you're saying is true, you're headed for a guilty sentence tomorrow. No kidding. Wait, I don't have any other options. What the hell? Yeah, there's no other options to talk. I thought there were a couple more, but I guess not. Huh. He's out again. Now, don't be harsh. Guess we'll have to come back later. Okay, something didn't go right here. Hold on, one moment. Sorry about that, I had to go answer the damn door. Now I think I remember what I'm supposed to... I also remember what I'm supposed to do now. Edgeworth, see this letter? This came out of the safe in the shack where that boat rental caretaker lives. Could he be an innocent defendant you got declared guilty or something? Now's the time to get revenge on the two men who ruined your life. Last chance. Wait. Maybe he's talking about the statute of limitations on the DL6 incident. There we go. Oh, the earthquake. Why revenge on you? Yeah? You mean the nightmare? Wait, Edgeworth, you mean... This is bad. I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do, like it or not. If there's someone else who knows a lot about the DL6 incident, maybe. There is. Mr. Crossberg. Oh, yeah, but how could it... If he threw it, how could it fire unless it was already... Huh? I'm trying to figure out how that worked. How he could have. If he threw it, how could it have fired a shot? His own sake? Huh? Could it be Manfred von Karma? I'm not sure. What? What does this mean? Why would von Karma want to frame Edgeworth? What do you know about Edgeworth's father? That's no surprise. I don't believe it. So you're saying he falsified his testimony? That Edgeworth's dad lied to protect his son? He'll say... Oh, no. What do you mean? What happened in the trial between Edgeworth's dad and von Karma? Vacation? You have strange ideas about vacations, Maya. Odd. If he wanted to keep a perfect record so badly, why would he take such a long vacation? I will let him. I know that. I just believe in Edgeworth's innocent, and I can't believe he'd kill someone. I don't care. I know he's not guilty. Mr. Grossberg, thank you. I understand. The police materials. Everyone must be out looking for the old guy, Yogi. Karma. Hurry. Oh, great. Just what we don't need. Fucking Karma. What's he's here? We were only here just yesterday. I'm sure they haven't had time to clean. Nothing. I just noticed that he isn't here. Oh, hold on. Wrong one. Unsolved cases? What? I can see how this guy was Edgeworth's mentor. Mr. Edgeworth is your student, right? Mr. Von Karma, you had an axe to grind with Gregory Edgeworth, didn't you? Because he dealt a blow to your perfect record? So you did, but what I don't get is, why did you take his son in then? The son of your rival? His guilt of 15 years ago, you mean? Right. So Von Karma is gonna bring it up. Mr. Von, take a look at this. This is you, wasn't it? See it. What? What is that? A stun gun for self-defense, usually. 600 Run! Maya! He got us. And the letter's gone, of course, and he took the evidence. Back to no clues. Wait. Maya jumped first. Maya! Maya? Maya, open your eyes. Maya. Huh? Yeah, you okay? Maya! Ugh. I better do something about her self-confidence first. She's holding something. What, a bullet? DL6 incident, evidence number 7, taken from the heart of Gregory Edgeworth. And remember, Von Karma was holding this when Maya jumped him. I'll prove it to you, Maya. You're most definitely not useless. I'll prove it in court tomorrow. There we go. That part's done. I'll get to the finale for this one tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time with whatever. Bye.